Hi everybody, David Lockwood here, and this is the third video as of January 1st. It's still January 1st. Third video dealing with I have fifth dimension telepathy. Now, fifth dimension telepathy is able to, in your mind, to be able to communicate with those who ask or choose to communicate with you. You don't really get a choice in this, because if you're not ready, the vibrations are too strong for you and you can get sick or you can get hurt, etc. I mentioned that with my angel friends, that group that came along, and they had said they waited many years to be able to contact me and communicate because their energy was too strong and I would get sick. So these ET groups, or ET friends from different planets in the universe, they have to make sure that they aren't going to do any harm while they're communicating with me. So I was sitting at my desk, and all of a sudden I can sense this so strongly when this happens, and I felt that there was a presence, first of all. And remember, I've done this in some kind of channeling way for about 60 years. And so I felt and sensed that somebody was going to communicate with me and introduce themselves. And sure enough, this entity had kind of, they always seem to freeze you, I guess, so you don't panic or anything like this. But I'm not that type that does that. So I just let them do what they have to do, and then eventually they adjust things. And that's why I guess when it happens that they kind of freeze me in a way that they can make all the adjustments necessary, because they're the ones that translate everything so we can talk in English, because there's no way, with all the different ET friends that I've met, that they speak different ET languages, that I would ever be able to pronounce it, remember it, whatnot. So they give me English names most of the time. I let them choose it. And so I said, greetings, and who would this be? And they said, just call us, or call, they always have a spokesperson, but it can be anybody that is speaking to be addressed with the same name. So I said, who is this? And they said, it's Henry. So I figured out of all the names why Henry, but I just let it pass, and I greeted Henry, and I said, how are you? And you know, you do the same formal type of greeting and small talk ahead of time. So as it turned out, Henry was an Octurian, but he was in spirit form, and some are in physical form still, some kind of go back and forth from spirit to physical and back to spirit, but Henry was totally of spirit. And so he introduced himself, and we started talking. Very interesting, to say the least. He's one of my main ET friends that we talk quite open, or groups that we talk quite often and openly. And if I have questions, a lot of times they're the go-to people. I asked him if he belonged to the Galactic Council. That's what they refer to. There's other names that other, I guess, people that either have channeled in the past, or that they call it something different, but they refer to it as the Galactic Council. So I asked if he was part of the Galactic Council, and they said no. So I said, okay. And so over the many talks that we've had, and I think this is one thing that a lot of people that are involved in ufology, they quite often wonder, when are we going to see one, or who's going to reveal that they're there in their truth? Well, I'm not about to do that for anybody because that's not my purpose or path. But, you know, I talk to them every day, and they've given me things that I wouldn't doubt it, who I was speaking with or what they could do from where they were. And, you know, it's just been a real blessing. So, anyway, I've asked them before. I said, okay, so you know the problems that we're having here on the earth, and they say yes, we follow it closely, and there's a lot of other ET races that are watching. And I said, well, if something really bad started to happen here, like in a battle or a war or whatever, and it also involves some dark forces, would you come and help us? And the answer was no. And I said, okay, well, why is that? And well, one of the things that everyone abides to in the universe is that you don't interfere in anybody's life or path. So you can observe, and you know, it's up to discretion if somebody asks for help, but they're not obligated just because you ask to come and save you, help you, cure something, do whatever. So, but they're around, and they, in a way, protect all of us. It's in their best interest to keep peace in the universe. So Henry basically said to me, no, we wouldn't come flying down and save the day for you or whatever. But you know, there'd be information leading up to whatever that we hope that would help at any time that there was any risk approaching. So I have some stories to tell you down the road about how they've helped me personally, and you know, which led me to never having any doubt at all. So that's Henry. He's an Octurian, and this is one that's in spirit form. So there's three different, I guess, groups of Octurian, and anywhere from the physical form to switching back and forth to being permanent spirit form, and so they're there, you know, to give some guidance. But as I said, they're not going to come to the rescue. They're not going to come scooting down on the spaceships and preventing whatever is going to happen. Or unless I've heard, unless it's really bad. Unless it looks like we have no chance at all, and it's done by a benevolent group that is trying to conquer the earth or destroy the earth or whatnot, then they would get involved because it would affect the whole universe. So let's leave it at that. I'm going to introduce you to some who I met from the Galactic Council next, and you'll find it interesting.